Previously on Critically Stupid.
Hey there, it's Tess. So, last episode, my new friend Cerulean and I went through a hole in the universe that led to my beloved Fae world. You could say that I may have taken her, but in my defense, I thought she was my ticket home because I'd smelled the situation before, I thought. But you know how that is. So I was greeted by the comforting smells of home, as well as a really horrific scene of slaughter. There were these giant murder crabs killing some of my people, the Fae, and we tried to intervene, but it was too late. There was also this giant unnatural ocean that spat out a doll that Cerulean had actually hand-stitched for her sister, who she left long, long ago. She also heard her sister calling for her through the ocean, and she decided that she had to go and there's something she had to do. So she said her goodbyes and she dove in after her. I think she's going to be really, really missed, as well as very loved by everyone. I wish I got to spend more time with her, but of course I couldn't follow her because I had to go back through the hole into the human world because I have to solve the mystery of these giant murder crabs just killing a bunch of Fae and maybe people. So you could say I'm going back for shellfish reasons, I suppose. But I don't really know what's going on or what's going to happen because I never do, like ever. But I think it's just time to keep clam and carry on. So, see ya.
Happy birthday, Anthony!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, happy Anthony Day.
I'm old.
No way.
Aren't we
No
all?
way. You're in your prime, baby.
That's what this is. I've not peaked yet. Definitely not in high school. That's not a thing.
Anthony,
No.
I think you're the oldest one of us.
I am. I'm very much, yes.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, yeah. Yeah. I'm like a
That's
million.
not
He's
true.
16.
Your daddy D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy D&D. Holy
Yikes.
shit.
D and daddy.
Man,
Alex
I'd love
Yeah.
to keep all of this sweet content, but unfortunately, Garion's recording from a cave. There we go. Hey, look at that face. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into soon-to-be world-famous Dungeons & Dragons Real Play podcast, Critically Stupid. I am, of course, Alexander James, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and I'm here to say happy birthday, Anthony. Woo!
Woo!
This is literally my birthday, and this is what I'm doing in my life. No, thank you. Thank you. I love being old. It's fantastic.
Yes, we caught like a single decibel of that blower.
I was trying to not make
was
it too loud
great.
so you wouldn't get mad.
No, don't do it again. Great. My favorite part of last episode was probably the saddest part about last episode was saying goodbye to Katie or Cerulean. She is moving away from the show to do her own thing, but we've got Jess now, and Jess is amazing and great, and I'm very excited about it. So with that, we're going to go to the birthday boy, Anthony.
Hello, I'm Anthony. I play Arnold. My favorite part of last episode was the fact that my internet just kept going out. It was just inexplicable. But I'll tell you, I try to pay attention and know what's going on in the episodes. Last episode, I've never felt more lost. And it was just one of those. It was one of those situations where it was so serious. It was such a serious moment. Katie's character is leaving the show. My character loved her character, has such a close relationship with her, and Anthony's brain is just dying inside, just purely. My whole body, my whole spirit's on fire. And like, I'm just like, I should probably say something to her. And I'm like, I'm so mad right now. I have no words. My internet has stolen my heart right now. Like, I'm grinched out. Like, I couldn't do anything. So that my favorite part was just the fact that when I came back from out of nowhere and just was a cow and there was just chaos. And I still don't know what happened really. So I love it. But yeah, that was mine. Oh, and I will choose Dianna.
My name is Dianna. I play Mel. I want to also say happy birthday, Anthony. And it's true you are the oldest one of us, but you have made every year you've been on this earth a little bit better. So thank you for spending your birthday with us. My favorite part was, my least favorite part was Katie leaving. That was a big bummer. But Tess is a cow. And Tess also smells everything. So I feel like her and Josh Pad are going to be like buddy cops.
Yeah.
Just because he's a dog, right? So they're just
Yeah.
going to like they're just going to be good friends, which makes me feel good that somebody else will also be looking out for Josh Pad, because if he gets hurt, I will murder people in real life.
Don't look at me when you say that.
Yeah, looking at the person directly in charge of the NPCs who could possibly do this.
Diana, you
And
gotta
I
pick
will
somebody.
nominate our resident cow.
That's me. I'm Jess. I play Tess. Last name DJ Tickles. My favorite part of the episode was when Cerulean was leaving. She just fucking killed it. Like, I kind of wanted to cry. Like, she was so good. I was so convinced, and it was like, I was so bummed. I'm so bummed she's not gonna be on the podcast still, but like, just peak performance. It was so good. Yeah. And Garion is next.
Hi, my name is Garen and I play Gareth. And my favorite part of last episode was after the dramatic, heart-wrenching departure of Katie and or Cerulean, when Tess the cow was just like, Deb, that was your sister, my fault. Anyway,
Here's your knife back.
Whoops.
and then just continued onwards with the ragtag group of us.
I was trying to get home.
The ragtag group of us. I love it. Speaking of which, let's open into the courtyard. After the party has fully broken up, all of the guests are fled. You're looking at a shattered sort of like central bar, littered with broken glasses and trays lying everywhere. And some of the kegs are sort of like eking out the last bits of ale and foam. All of the goobers, as Gareth has called them, have fled, either out of exits you haven't seen, or you did see a pack of them run towards the house on one side of the courtyard. But you have a quick moment alone, just the four of you, as you see Tess walk through this struggling door in the middle of the air that Arnold and Wish Tankian and Matt have struggled so valiantly to keep open. Tess, real quick, are you a cow or a person right now, in this moment?
In overalls. I'm a cow in overalls. Yeah.
So you see,
Oh, I forgot the overalls.
So I guess my first question to all of you would be, how would you react to, first of all, Tess the cow coming through the portal? Because Tess the person went through it one side, and then you got a cow back. And notably, the door closed without a cerulean. So I'm curious as to how you would all react to that.
Arnold would change back immediately and be like, "Oh my gosh, a cow stole her clothes!"
Yeah, no, I was gonna say Gareth would not make the connection.
No, not at all. Be like, "There are
And the
even
hair.
cows in
Love
the
the
portal.
hair.
Something's bad."
Dear God, an alternate dimension with murderous cows. I don't know what happened in there, but they disappeared. A cow came with Tess's clothes, and then Cerulean left forever.
I feel like Arnold would need much consoling.
Yes.
I do feel like
Oh,
Arnold would be quite sad.
So I would
I'm so
obviously.
glad that no one was like, wow, you look better than when you went in.
What an improvement!
Wow, you look great.
So Arnold would immediately be like, "Where's Cerulean? Like, what happened? I know she left, but I was like, is she really gone? Like,
Is that for me? to
That's the
answer?
cow.
it would have to be to the cow. Yeah.
I'm assuming I can still. I speak still as a person when I'm in cow.
You do
mode.
I think we
speak-
discussed this. You talk completely normally. You're just
Yeah.
wow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just still a cow.
Just happy to be a
I'm
cow.
she had to go get her sister. It seemed like her sister was there. I could smell her. There was a voice calling out for her. She had to go.
So so Arnold would just kind of like take that in and just take a moment and just be like, oh my, like a lot to process right now, and just
Mhm.
like kind of get quiet. So
I think Mel would be a little bit suspicious actually, even though Cerulean said
That's pretty
goodbye to
sus.
everybody. That's kind of like, I don't know, her brand.
She did say
Um,
goodbye.
She did, but I think that Mel would still be a little bit suspicious, especially because we just met the cow as a person and now it's a cow. So I wouldn't necessarily get all threatening with her because the cow in overalls that I'm picturing is just adorable. And I feel like Josh Pat probably quite likes her too, and they're always sniffing stuff together. So I wouldn't necessarily be threatening, but I'd be a little suspicious, and I'd probably ask, what is your plan? Do you think you're sticking with us? Can you explain why you're a cow?
You can't just ask someone why they're a cow.
And yet I did.
And yet,
Hitting the
Yeah, here we are.
hard-hitting journalistic questions coming from Diana. over
I think
here.
I would be like completely forgot that I'm in cow form and be like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. Like, oh my bad, this is so rude of me. And I just like turn back into a person.
Hey.
Yeah.
holy shit.
oh my gosh, a shape-shifting cow. She looks just like that other girl.
This magic cow is disguised as Tess.
Say something that only Tess would know.
It's like the Prestige where like Hugh
Which
Jackman
boob was
goes
out
in
before?
and dies. And
Yes, and it's amazing because like
Copy of
we
Tess.
don't know her at all, so this could just be a murderous cow.
She has all the same memories, so how could she know?
My hooves are razor sharp.
Well, I just had a crazy revelation. Weren't the goobers trying to kidnap Josh Pat to like sniff out the monsters or whatever?
yes, they were. Great, well-remembered
Oh.
Garion.
Can't Tess smell the future? That sounds way more helpful.
You don't know that
It's not
as a
always
person.
up to me if I can smell the future.
true.
Sometimes.
Cerulean
It's like
knows that
that's
Tess
so
can smell the
Raven.
future.
Okay.
But-
so now so we've got Tess is no longer a cow, which would probably make Mel feel she will accept it as proof that this is clearly just somebody who has the power to change, because like she's seen Arnold put on disguises and stuff. So it looks like Tess. She brought up the boob thing, feeling a little bit more confident. But I would still probably be like, wait, are all the goobers gone? You said?
All of the goobers are gone. Yeah, it's
Okay.
just you. There are a couple of noble people like groaning in their like various they've fallen and can't get up sort of scenarios.
They're fine.
Okay. So I think I would still be talking to Tess. I'm just assuming that Arnold's crying and his best friend is consoling him, and it's that's what I imagine. And I would say we need to understand what's going on. You went through a portal. You took our friend, and now she's gone. And I'm not happy with what she said had gone down, and somebody's trying to steal Josh Pat. And what do you know?
Thanks for your question. I really appreciate the feedback. I think I would also be very overwhelmed of what the heck was happening here, because it was, a party when I left, and I came
Yeah,
back. and,
100%.
There's just like rich people rolling around in their blood and money.
Which, given that Mel
no,
is the
the
one who
money's
brought
gone, I'll
about
tell
a
you
lot
that.
of the blood, like it's not phasing her what's around her right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like
But
she's
that's just, like,
just
literally
so
what the
focused
fuck?
on Cerulean's gone, and there was a portal, and these things coming after Josh Pat, who is obviously my life. So
yeah, I think Tess doesn't know that people were coming over Josh. coming after Josh Peck. She was in the hole in the sky.
No, but I just said, in
Yeah. But I think she would like be pissed. She'd be like literally what? The fuck? The shit? What the fucking shit's happening?
What the
But
frack?
super valid to think that I'm really sus. I don't really know what my plan is. I need to figure out why there were these murderous lobsters, crabs, murderous crabs, murderous lobsters. In my world, super unimpressed. So that is what I'm here to figure out. I don't know if I am along for the ride with you guys and if our paths still keep crossing, but super pissed about the dog thing, who I decided was my BFF because we sniffed out all the same stuff.
I will say that when you came through the portal, that's Joshua Patrick, dear listener. That's Mel's animal companion, little wolf pup, adorable. Was very sus of you, sniffed you, was getting to be okay, and then you turned back into a human and started barking like crazy, tail wagging. He's very excited to see you.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. I definitely reach out and like stretch him between his perfect little ears.
Perfect little ears. So I would say my dog trusts you, so I'm gonna trust you.
Oh.
Please don't make me regret that. Clearly, look around you. I did that.
That's me.
Yeah. Tess would just think that's super valid. Like, yeah, they did that. I think she would probably want you to like her, be like, oh, she seems cool. I hope she likes me. But then is a little bit scared of all the blood. But like super valid. Not really.
There's a lot. To be fair, Tess, there's a lot of blood around.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah.
I've got
she thinks it's valid, but a little bit scared.
A little bit scared. You all hear sort of like a gurgled, muffled roar, and you turn.
Can you make the noise?
Yes, I can.
I'm so glad somebody else is making you do all the noises.
Amazing, immaculate audio. I cannot wait to be up for Foley work on
was
that.
Was that
one.
a roar? Because it sounded like when you waterboard a chihuahua.
All right, let me bring it back. A high-pitched, frantic gurgling sound rises up from the bar, and you see a wild patch of red hair shoot to its feet as Rainier Neverember staggers upward and goes, "Ah, my friends, it is you. We are here. We have lived to tell the tale. We are the most fearsome warriors. Is this? You are not. Hello." And he's talking to you, Tess, and he sort of like stumbles, and he says, "You are not the person that went through the portal earlier, or you were, but there's another person that should be here, and you are not her. Where is the bossy lady?"
I don't know who he is, so Tess would probably be like, it's not your fucking business. Who are you? Nice to meet you. Ready to introduce yourself?
I'm standing over there with them too, right?
Yeah, everybody's
because I know Rainier, and I think that.
Okay.
I would still be
drunk
like,
dudes.
I think I'd still be like a little bit on edge with Cerulean having left, and I knew that she didn't trust him. So being on edge, I think I might be like
knocks an arrow,
or even just like, I don't know, grab his sleeve or something so that I'm looking at him and be like, our friend is gone, and she didn't trust you. Would you like to tell me why?
This is my honor has never been more impugned. Yes, I am Rainier Neverember. My father's name is a gold dragon every street in the city. How could anybody not trust me, Rainier Neverember? Yes?
Weird fucking
Well, it's just when the rest of us were fighting off goobers, they seemed afraid of you.
That is because I am you, and you would not know this, angry lady, because we have never joined swords in the glorious form of combat. But I am the most feared duelsman in the 7 realms. And he pulls a sword from his scabbard, except he's so drunk he like accidentally hits the bar with it, and just like it gets stuck like halfway out of his scabbard, and he sort of like twists like awkwardly. It's not an impressive display of swordsmanship. I'm going to be real.
I'm impressed.
But he actually turns while he's doing this and says, "Yes, but aha! We must go to Lady Yalah Gralhund is clearly in trouble. I saw a pack of these murderous cowled creatures go running into the house, and I fear for her and her husband's safety.
The cow creatures?
Cow creatures?
Cow creatures?
Cowled, as in hooded.
Okay, got it.
Oh,
Okay.
Tough to say
using
with
fancy
my
words.
phony baloney accent. Sorry.
My family.
I think
There's a whole
that
pack of cows in there.
I think that's called a herd, Bestie.
Yeah.
Herd of cow.
Time for Milky. Let's go.
Tess, I'm gonna need you to never say it's time for Milky. Let's go ever again.
Never again.
Episode title.
No. I think that Mel would be quite unimpressed and still on edge, and would say that I used to kind of trust you, Rainier. I don't really know you that well, but you helped us out. But our friend is gone. Things have come after my dog, and you're lying. And I'm not going to help Lady Gralhund until you tell me what's going on.
All right, Bessie. Let me get an insight roll from you, please. Let's see if you can tell how duplicitous Rainier Neverember is or is not being right now.
Hold on, what?
I also want to
No,
know.
I'm just
back.
leaning into it because, we all knew and loved Cerulean, and she.
Yeah,
had
no, I'm
always excelled.
here
So,
for it,
I'm just
absolutely.
leaning into it. I'm going to trust her because she's gone now, and that was like her last thing. And
I feel
whatever.
like Mel right now is being the angry side of Arnold's conscience when Arnold is like sort of like consumed by sadness, which is like I love that sort of everybody's
Sad boy
in their
vibes.
feels right now.
So is everyone just gonna pretend like they know what duplicitous means?
we do know what duplicitous means, but if you need to ask Siri,
Fuck
we'll give you a
you.
second.
You learn it when you turn 21. I don't know. It's on the cake.
Sorry. I'm back. All right, let's do it. What'd you get this?
18.
Okay. 18 is quite good. The shock and surprise blooming across Rainier Neverember's face appears to be genuine. He sort of like takes a step back and steadies himself on a loose keg behind him. And he says, my lady, now this is quite a serious thing. I truly appreciated Cerulean for her acts, and you all saved me from the warehouse. We went through fights together. Like I would never betray this person.
And he seems genuine.
He seems like he's spitting truths.
I think that Mel might be getting a little bit emotional now. Not like full on mental breaky, not like Diana here, but
We gotta separate fact from fiction.
we were all thinking it. It's fine. It's fine. I just like maybe a little bit more, maybe sounding a little bit like I want to cry and just really keep saying, our friend is gone. Our friend is gone. And I don't know why she's gone. But I do know that she didn't trust you. And I do know that these goobers seem to know you.
My lady, I've never seen any of them before. What are you talking about?
Ugh.
Listen, I had our friend over here disguise himself as you, and they were more than happy to even strike up a conversation, much less beat the shit out of him as they were everyone else.
No. Go ahead. Go
No, I get mad and I'm just like, I've had enough of it, and I just like cast Zone of Truth on him.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
bang.
Ooh, all right. So I save out of that. Is that right?
Yeah,
Arnold?
save out of that.
Was it as a
13.
it's a wisdom?
Let me see. Charisma.
Jesus.
And hang on. You could tell me
All
what you got. No, actually, tell me what you rolled, but don't tell me the result of what you rolled. You know what I mean?
No, you do your thing first. I love you to death, Arnold. What are you doing?
Oh, but I'm not allowed to. Okay, it's okay. No, I'm with you. You're the DM. So I'm gonna do I've never used this before. I'm gonna do it. Let me see. I'm gonna do the cutting words thing, which is just the opposite of bardic inspiration. So
Okay.
let me see. You roll the dice. It subtracts a number from the creature's roll. Yeah. So it's a 1d6 subtracted from whatever your roll is.
All right, I'll roll this, but I want some flavor from you, Arnold. What do you say to Rainier Neverember to truly like cut him with this
Say
statement?
something about his father.
Okay.
We're not friends anymore. You're
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go ahead.
party.
I was gonna say, yeah. So, okay.
He brings
so
up his
basically-
dad all the time.
so
His dad
I
embezzled
look-
money. I feel like that's a solid area to like get him.
No, so I look at Rainier and Neverender, and I'm just like, I need the truth. I've lost one friend today, and I'm willing to lose two.
Damn.
It's kind of cute because you're calling him a friend.
All right. All right. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you this. I rolled a D6 and I rolled a flat 6. So I fail out of Zone of Truth. So now I Rainier Neverember have to tell the truth. Now I will say, I know that you've cast Zone of Truth, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
All right. So Rainier Neverember, I imagine that there's sort of like a pulse through the air, almost like a shockwave as you cast the spell. And maybe there's like a thin haze as like the lanterns hanging on these string lights over the courtyard start to like strengthen just around you and sort of like hold you all in this glow. And Rainier Neverember looks around and he seems the look of shock turns into almost hurt on his face, Arnold. And he looks at you and he says, "My friend Arnold, you think I am lying to you? Ask me your questions. I have nothing to hide from my friends."
So just stop. Just tell us your relationship with these freaking goobers. We know you haven't seen those particular ones. Clearly, your reputation with them is well known, and even the ones you've never met know you. So just tell us how you know them and why they're scared of you, and don't give us any of the nonsense about
My friend Arnold.
swordsmanship.
Listen. You see the words coming out of my mouth. You don't see them. I'm being metaphorical, but I am telling you the truth. Standing here in your zone of truth, I have no idea what these creatures are that come through this portal. I'm Transylvanian now. I don't know why.
I'm telling you the truth, Arnold. I want to suck your blood.
I've never seen them before. They may know my face, yes, but perhaps it is I have my father's distinguished streak of red hair. All of his children have this hair. Yes, my sisters, my brothers, and the countless number of children, legitimate and illegitimate. That my father sired many heirs. I just happen to be the oldest. It's entirely possible. Arnold, can you think that maybe they mistook me for one of these other people?
Your dad sounds like a slut.
Listen, lady, I'm going to talk straight to the cow now. My father was
person.
Oh, she's not a cow anymore, so now it's just being mean.
Yeah,
you're
what the
really
fuck,
offended.
Rainier?
Yes, of course. Everybody dog pile on Rainier Neverember for saying this
Well,
person
now
was a
you got
cow.
to bring up dogs. You got an issue with Josh Pat?
A pile of what?
Josh Pat growls and does not seem amused. He says, "All right, this lady, yes, my father was a bastard who embezzled from the city and ruined his name. Yes, and I, Rainier Neverember, have done everything I can to bring back a spot of goodwill to the Neverember name. So yes, of course, let's bring up my father, the perpetual stain on my reputation, who keeps me up to my waist in mud, no matter how many times I try to drag myself out of it. Yes, huh?"
I think that
Seems like you have some of his money, though.
Yes, of course, I have a fair bit of money. Yes, I was born into it. I did not choose to be born Rainier Neverember. I would have rather been chose to be born at Bjorn's smorgasbord. But yes, I am not this person.
Don't we
Huh?
all?
I have no cured meats. I have no pickled herring. I unfortunately have 3 manors, 4 restaurants, a number of locations around
Mel would be
Waterdeep.
really frustrated and just interrupt him
Michelin
at this
rated.
point and be like, "Stop. Our friend is gone. And if you know anything about why, and if you are our friend, tell us what you fucking know." And not because you have zone of truth or whatever on you, but because you just said that you're our friend. So tell us what you know, friend.
Please.
So I don't do this very often. I'm going to step out of Rainier Neverember. I, as the DM, have the ability to grant inspiration, which is when one of you does a particularly cool or good thing. As it relates to the story, I can grant you inspiration, which means that you get a D6 that you can add to any role you choose. And I'm going to give Dianna inspiration for that because I thought that was rad as hell. So Dianna, keep a D6 handy if you want to add it to a role you do later. I thought that was really cool. So, as your friend, Rainier Neverember tries to balance himself on the bar. This dude's super drunk. Tries to balance himself on the bar and tries to make eye contact with you, even though his head's sort of like wibbly wobblies. And he says, "Yes, this I tell you, this is what I know. The lady of this manor, Yalah Gralhund, her position in Waterdeep is famed across the city. Very powerful, very influential. She and her husband, I forget his name, he's not important. They have been moving upwards in the strata of the elite, but they have yet to break into the most powerful circle, the closed council of Waterdeep. And it is known, yes, that they will do anything they can to make this final step, their ascendancy known, their legacy cemented in the history of Waterdeep. I am thinking, yes, that maybe perhaps the band of goobers that has run into their manor, perhaps maybe there is a not so much a violent connection there, or more of a negotiation tactic there. Yes, I am thinking that perhaps there is something in the manor that maybe we could investigate together as a group. You suspect Rainier Neverember of wrongdoing? I will go with you, and we will uncover this together.
All right, Rainier, here is your last question. If you're so rich, how much money do you have in your wallet?
I think he dives for it because he's super excited that he could actually nail the answer on this one. And he sort of catches the waistband of his trousers and pulls them down a little bit, and it's a little awkward as they sort of dip, and he fumbles for it. But then he plunks a heavy coin purse on the bar, and is like. And it's Gareth, it's big. You can hear multiple fat gold dragons rolling around that bag. And he says, yes, this is what Rainier Neverember brings to the table. Power, influence, and sweet cash moolah.
Let me just make sure you're not carrying around counterfeit gold to impress people, eh?
Yeah, you know what, Gareth? You take it. Take it as a gift. I care not.
But before he even finishes the sentence, it's off the counter. I'm not even holding it. It's just gone.
It's in your mouth.
It's in your mouth.
Like a squirrel.
That's actually how Gareth manages to get so much coin as he does. He just swallows them. Go ahead, Arnold.
Oh, I was gonna say, before we move on from Rainier, so I want to look at Rainier and just be I want to believe you. You're one of my best friends I've ever met in my entire life. I want to have a tattoo of you on my heart, just like all of my others. I have a quick question. Lady Gralhund's, not hung. It's not a porn movie. Lady Gralhund.
Oh yes, Arnold. Let us get into the sweet gossip. Huh?
Yeah. So So Lady Gralhund's husband. What do you know about him? You say you don't know his name. What do you know about him? I'm just curious.
I know that he is a businessman, well reputed in the affairs of Waterdeep. He is a number of many guilds. He is on the board of Fantasy Disney, which is a blue chip stock company. I don't know if you know them, but very well respected in certain circles. I will tell you, Arnold, that I have met the man, and I find him a milky toast, sort of white bread version of a human being. He is the most boring facet of the Gralhund name.
Okay, so we're clearly going to follow him, right? So what do you guys think we should do? You want to go help Lady Gralhund?
Well, I think Tess does not right now have a cow in this fight.
Yeah.
Because
a cow in this herd.
I'm wondering what's happening in my homeland. So unless there's signs that this is somehow related to the lobster bullshit, I don't know if I am too invested.
So we know that the goobers are going after Josh Pat, and that's related to
That's
the
true.
lobster situation, right? And somehow the goobers are related to Rainier Neverender, or at least his family. So we still have more to explore from that.
I
Can I
think
ask
I think
him if he knows about
in
lobsters?
I think in an effort to like cheer Arnold up and get his mind off of Cerulean, I'm trying to get his frustration channeled towards the goobers and be like, hey, I think we should go after the shitheads who ruined our concert.
Oh, speaking of that, I mean, you know what would really make this day just at least a little bearable?
You know what would
Where's-
make this day bearable? The fucking pot that we deserved. Hey, what's up? It's me, Wish Takian, lead singer of Sourpuss.
For
And
us,
you guys across the
Gareth
bar,
stabs him 37 times in the chest.
one
of
for
all-
every year I've been alive.
First of all, it's a her, and her name is Wish Tankian.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she
sorry.
saunters up from the other side of the bar. She's wearing fucking spiked leather jacket. She's got neon green hair, and she looks pissed. And she looks at you, Arnold, and says, we've been playing up on that stage for 45 minutes. My voice is shot. I've been singing, and I kept that door open, and I distracted all them goobers. And I'll tell you what, I want the winnings. My main man Matt here, who this cow lady flicked in the weeder, by the way. I didn't think that was very nice. We want
what
the
lady?
winnings. Hey, listen.
Bitch.
I seen you come through that portal looking like a cow, wearing them raggedy old
Oh.
coveralls. Okay, so I want my share of the winnings. I want them now.
How
Sourpuss.
how confident? Okay, so I'm sure Matt remembers the throat thing.
Yeah.
How
Don't we all?
confident is he really demanding anything from us?
Matt actually doesn't say a word. Matt is standing behind Wish Tanky and very quiet, looking at the
Just
ground.
picture him like hiding, like
Hands
peeking out
out.
once in a while, and
Arnold
Can
completely-
can I approach Wish Tankian?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you can. Yep, go ahead, Gareth. Get in there.
Can I go up and like shake her and Matt's hand? I want to like go
Okay.
past her to Matt, shake both of their hand, and I want to be like, I want to congratulate you both on your performance. Quantity, maybe not everything, but or quality, maybe not everything, but you really played for a long time. You're right, kept the fields open. But while I'm passing between them, can I roll for a sleight of hand check, and pickpocket Wish Tankian?
All right, roll it.
Cool. Maybe I should have had my dice out before.
What are you going for specifically, Gareth? Just something valuable? Anything valuable?
Her wallet, ideally.
All right, go for it.
Ooh, I got a 12 plus 7 is 19.
All right, you're in a close crowd. So you give Wish Tanky a handshake, and you immediately sort of realize that she is standing sandwiched between Mel, Arnold, and Matt. Pickpocketing this person is a bad call. However, as you move to the next person, you shake Matt's hand, you realize that Matt's butt is just fully hanging out to empty air back there, and it is nothing simpler than to take that man's wallet.
Bang. Boom. Right there.
You've got it. It's in your pocket.
How much approximately is in there?
I'm not going to tell you that right now. You have no
No,
idea.
here's the thing. Would it be enough to pass off as the winnings?
Oh.
So I
well,
You
didn't
could
Rainier
try it.
just give you a shit ton of money?
Rainier did just give you a big old coin purse.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm inherently greedy. That's like my one of two character traits.
His character is baked on two rocks.
Illiteracy.
Yeah, like
and greed.
I'm greedy and can't read. Like
Gareth, I will say that Matt's wallet pretty slim, actually. Definitely not the wallet of one of these rich people lying around the courtyard, not the wallet of some fat cat.
Speaking of, while all that's happening, can I just do can I do a quick check to observe my surroundings and see if any of these dead bodies just have anything I can tell, any kind of wallets or money or anything on them? Because there are dead people around there.
I mean, yeah, there
You
are
don't
dead
need
people
it.
around. There are a number of goobers that
Yeah.
Mel has so courteously slain for you. There are a number of aristocrats sort of like decorating the grass, I would say like lawn sculptures of death. You imagine that some of them might have like generous sized wallets on them. However, that would involve you going over and sort of like picking over the field of the dead, which would
Okay.
remove you from the
From
scene,
the-
which we can do if you want to.
I don't want to. I
I
mean,
think-
I have a.
I think
Question.
that sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Jess.
I just want to know what these two smell like, Matt and Wish
Ooh.
Taken.
I'm gonna say right off the jump, sweat. They've been up there. They've been underneath the lights. They've been working really hard for 45
Who else
minutes.
smells?
They
Yeah.
smell a little desperate, Jess.
Mm.
Tess, excuse me. They smell a little desperate, Tess.
Desperate.
They smell a little desperate. They smell like they'd jump at the first opportunity.
Jump at
For
the
what
first
you don't know.
opportunity.
I
Can I
think
confer with
Sorry.
my new squad here that I've inserted myself into?
Can I finish interacting with Wish Tanking really quickly?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, let's go for it.
So first, I want to see if I can roll a sleight of hand to do what I'm about to say without her noticing. I want.
Roll it first, and let's figure it
Okay.
out.
Okay.
Slide a hand.
Okay. I got a 14.
All right.
All right. So I want to take a smaller sack and fill it with rocks, like pebbles, but then fill the top with gold coins.
Fraud. I like
And
it.
you're gonna give it to Wish Tankian.
Yeah, but I'm gonna offer something. Here is half of the pot. If you go into that house and follow the goobers and see where they went, I'll give you the other half.
She takes the wallet from you. She takes the whatever you put the pebbles and gold into. She takes.
I'd be sure
And
to
she-
I'd be sure to
you-
tie it before I hand it
Yeah.
over, so she can't just check immediately.
And she actually unties it and peeks in the top and sees that there's a glint of gold and then ties it back up. And she says, "Listen, Wish Tankian and Matt from Sourpuss don't do nobody's bidding. All right. We are not going in there. I seen them little devilish figures run in there like they was intent on a mission. I ain't doing shit. So listen, we're taking this money. We're calling it a W. We're going to tell everybody around town that Sourpuss won the Battle of the Bods. And that's
yeah,
it. And then
you're
we're
right.
not going in there.
Sourpuss is going to leave the scene of the crime early and tell the whole town about what happened. Cowards.
Don't use the word cow in that way.
At that word, Matt puts a shoulder on Wish Tankian's hand and pulls and like pushes her back. And
we both went, did she? Did that happen? Did someone put a shoulder on a hand?
Somebody put a shoulder on a hand and moved Wish Tankian back. And Matt speaks, I think maybe for like the second time ever, and says, "It doesn't matter if you call us cowards."
Arnold just like immediately takes that flute out of his jacket and is just like, listen. Listen, he just points it directly at Matt. And he's like,
Matt
I don't
turns
know why.
white as a sheet and stops talking. Like,
I don't know why I love that Arnold has this bone to pick with Matt for no reason. It's just so good.
everybody has fucking duped on Matt.
Oh, by the way, Gareth, no problem with Matt whatsoever. There's no beef.
just stole his wallet though.
There's no
yeah,
what?
but that's not
There's
like
no what? Yeah, watch that's insensitive.
Whoa. There's
I'm
no
still
what?
in your wallet.
Oh, there's
Not
a lot
the
at stake
character
here.
in real life.
Unless you, so I will say this: unless you stop them, Wish Tankian and Matt are rolling out. They are not
Okay,
going into
that's
the
fair.
manor.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
And go ahead, Diana, please.
I was gonna say Mel would be really annoyed with all of this because like she does not give a damn about the money. Like friend is gone, lots of chaos, does not give a single fuck about the money. So she's just irritated and is not going to care that they're leaving because
Okay.
I mean like she was at the point where she was gonna tell them that they need to leave unless they have something useful to bring, which guessing they don't. So if they're leaving, I would not step in. But obviously we're supposed to go to this manor,
Yeah.
and
Are we
Rainier is
outside?
still there too. I think that she would probably want to confer with everybody and make sure that we're on the same page, which I assume we all are, that we're gonna go, at least Gareth and Arnold. And then I would turn to Rainier and say, I hope you're not lying, and thank you for still being our friend. And then I would turn to Tess and say, are you with us?
Alex, what does Rainier smell like?
Alcohol.
There is that.
Rainier smells like brandy soaked cherries and somebody who is desperate to step out of a shadow.
Daddy issues.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
smells like daddy issues.
So
He smells-
Don't worry.
Tess, do you do anything when you're sniffing? Like, is it something we would see or any,
I don't think so. I feel like it'll be like maybe like that's so Raven. Like she has she kind of just like freezes and she has like a vision. But when I'm sniffing, I think I'm just sniffing. If I were to have like a smell vision, you would probably be like, whoa.
So when you kind of like, when you do the sniff thing, Alex, is it okay? Can I like perceive that, or can I do a perception check to see if I notice her sniffing?
Yeah, dude, give me a perception check, Arnold. Let's see.
This is a shame because I totally pictured Tess like
Like Scooby doing her way around.
yeah, exactly.
All right, let me see what I got. All right, I got 11. Do I notice her nostrils at all?
I think you notice her inhale, but it's not with an 11. Definitely not like, oh, she's smelling something.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, she's sniffing.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Rainier Neverember finally gets his sword out of his scabbard and points at the manor and says, like, yes, we must go now. Yes, we strike while the iron is hot.
So Tess, I think she would only go if this had something to do with her. So I think she looks at him and she's like, have you ever seen creepy crab beasts? And do you know what X means? And X is whatever the crabs were saying, Alex, in the Fey world.
The crabs were saying Dodo Chok, Dodo Jam, Dodo Chip.
That
Yeah, you know that.
one. So she asks him that, and she's like, I will come with you. I will bring all of my hooves. But do you know anything about this? If it behooves you.
Stop. Jess,
Never.
Are you fucking kidding me? Okay.
I'm not
All
sorry.
right. He just like go fuck yourself. But also he says brandishing his rapier and Jess, you can see like this dude is swaying on his feet far and away from sober. He says, I am quite certain yes, this lady who bristles when I call her a cow, although I did see you come through as a cow. Yes, this is just a fact. I am certain that the answers that you require are in that house. Yes, and you strike me as a fearsome warrior with multiple hooves. I am quite certain there are 6 of them, although they are quite shifting and nebulous. I cannot count them quite this moment. But if we go in there, we will emerge victorious with your answers.
Okay. I think that's good enough for Tess because she kind of wants to stick with the crew because I think she's kind of lonely and she wants them to like her. So she's like, good enough. I kind of want to help out. So she's happy to go along. So she turns to Mel and it's like, I'll come with you if you want me here.
I feel like Josh Pat would like be very happy to hear that.
Josh Pat is definitely a fan of Tess.
Wagging his little butt
Amazing.
and, being all cute and shit. It's just so adorable up here.
I know,
Like,
that sounds
he's
great.
just so fucking cute. He's so cute.
When they're wagging their butt, that the butt is wagging more than
Yeah, exactly. Because he's
Yes.
still a puppy, so he's got like the full butt wag. And I would say, fuck, what would I say? Probably just okay. Well, I mean, if you're with us, then let's do this.
Okay. You all move through the courtyard It is, I mean, probably like a 40-foot walk. This is a sizable courtyard to this manor. And you see this manor sort of like split and grow as you walk towards it, like a deck of cards being like fanned out. And you see it like it started as 2 floors, but then as you get closer and you finally like start paying attention to it, suddenly it's 3 floors, suddenly it's 4 floors, suddenly 2 wings turn into 3 wings, turn into like multiple sections of roofs breaking out onto like stucco walls and big panes of glass. This is a big house that you guys are walking up to. Talk to me about your approach, because Rainier Neverember is going to take you sort of like towards a door, but there are multiple entrances. And actually, as you're walking up through like a set of stone steps leading up to them, Rainier turns to Gareth and says, yes, it might behoove us, no pun intended, perhaps if we could maybe split up and explore this man's sort of as a team, maybe in 2 groups to cover more ground.
What does
Okay,
the area
Fred.
smell like?
I'm going to go with Gareth first really quick. Hang on a second, Tess.
Okay, Fred, whatever you say. First, let's actually get inside. Is the front door like open? Because the goobers ran inside.
The
Is there a
goobers ran
visible
inside,
entrance?
and actually, as you approach, you see that there is the double glass doors leading to like a lush plant-filled conservatory are thrown open.
Okay.
Tess, the grounds smell like roses and wildlife, very exotic trees and expensive sort of like imported plants that don't normally grow in this area of the mortal realm.
Josh Pat immediately pees on something that looks exotic and expensive.
I was gonna say Tess kind of wants a munch on a plant.
I was gonna say, I would think that if he suggests splitting, Mel would immediately do the opposite because she's still a little prickly
I was gonna say,
and
Tess
just
has
on
a
edge, and
yeah. Tess would agree. She has a bit of a herd mentality, but she's like, if they want to split us up,
Nice.
I
want to ask Rainier which door he wants to take and who he was hoping to be split up with, if I can. Like Rainier, who do you want to? How do you want us to split up if we split up? Like, how do we do that? Like, how do I choose between my best friends? I don't
very
understand.
clever.
Yes, of course, Arnold. I understand this level of subterfuge is beyond you. Yes, because you are an innocent soul.
I can't understand it.
No, friend, believe me,
I apologize.
understand.
He would not be saying
no.
he's an innocent soul if he saw what he did to Matt.
He says, no, Sir Arnold, there are no apologies necessary. Yes, listen, I will go with Mel and the small dog, and then I'm thinking that you and Gareth and the lady who bristles when I call her a cow, I am thinking that you will go the other way. Yes, and then we will cover more ground on this matter together.
Okay, guys, me and Mel can go this way, and then you and everyone else can fuck off.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I can't tell. Like, does he want to get me alone to kill me, or
Yeah,
is
or
he
like
in
he
love
wants-
with me,
They're
or
the
does he want to
opposite.
take the dog with
I
him?
100% don't trust him at
or is
this
he
point.
trying to steal my dog?
As soon as somebody
Love with
singles
my
out
dog.
Josh Pat, it's like,
Yeah.
fuck you,
Yeah.
buddy, no
Yeah.
way.
There's no chance.
Mm-mm.
Like, what would make you choose her? Okay, so I just want to look at him and kind of
It really doesn't make sense. After
no,
how
yeah, you are the most
prickly and
murdery one. He even called
murdery
you
I
angry
was.
lady.
Like that's why I'm like he's either trying to trap me or he's trying to steal Josh Pat or he's in love with me, in which case he needs to know that I'm in love with a captain. A sea captain specifically, not the type of captain that Rainier is.
So Arnold would just look forward and be like, "Oh, Rainier, I was really hoping you'd choose me because I felt bad about the whole Zone of Truth thing. I really wanted to be able to trust you. So I wanted us to be friends again. Maybe we can go through a door together, just the 2 of us."
Yes, Arnold, of course, we can go through a door. There are multiple doors in this matter. Yes, we can go through this door. We can go through another.
Can I tell if there's any like disappointment or like anger in his voice or anything?
Ooh, okay, Arnold, shoot me a quick insight check, please.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like when you get sat next to your crush in class, and then someone's like, "Wait, let's switch," and then you have to like pretend not to be mad because if you were mad, then everyone would know.
That's such a deep cut. The real life, like in this moment as an adult, the real life bitter anger that I felt even being put in that hypothetical scenario. Nina Voigt, if you're still listening, what's up?
Is 21.
All right, that's really good. Arnold, I will tell you there is a flash of disappointment in Rainier Neverember's eyes, but he does very quickly agree that you and him can go together.
Okay, cool.
So he's not going to hold on to like, I must go with Mel, but there
Gotcha.
is a flash of disappointment.
Okay.
I would say I feel like Tess would be sensitive to the smell of disappointment. Would she have noticed?
Not in this moment, no. Your sense of smell is more towards like overall atmosphere and specifically the
Vibes.
future. And this is more like an
Plants.
immediate sense of like what's happening now smell.
I hope
She's
it's because
mostly
he's in
skinny.
love with me, and then him and my sea captain pirate guy can just like duel each other.
I'm going to be real, Bessie. That is a short fight.
Random solos.
All right. So you all move through this manse. Are you splitting or are you staying together?
We're staying together.
We're staying together.
All right.
Yeah.
So as soon as he sets foot in this conservatory, you see the fuck yeah, rip it and grip it, baby. Let's go. You
Sorry.
see the momentum in Rainier Neverember sputter and stop. And then he is actually quite content to sort of like shrink towards the back of the party and let you guys lead the way. Moving through this house, you see a manor in a state of complete disarray after a raucous party. Somebody has spray painted like paint across the portraits in the hall. Somebody has like taken a dump in some of the plants in the conservatory. There are like
You were mad at Josh Pat for peeing on a tree? Come on.
Hey,
Look
Josh
at good
Pat
for
is an
plants.
animal. There are several slumped over drunk forms in the hallway that like I think maybe like you notice being inert and sort of like get worried about, but then you realize like, oh, these guys are just like passed out drunk. Who is leading this party? Who's sort of the front two?
Gareth is one of them.
Probably Mel also.
Gareth and Mel. Okay.
Two stealthy fellas.
Gareth, odds or evens?
Evens.
All right, Mel. Walking through the house, you hear a low-pitched whistling sound. Very, very faint. Floating on the air of this very still house. And as you walk sort of like through these halls, being very careful, I imagine, tracking these goobers, you pass a huge dining room with a table that comfortably fits 45 people. Like it's long and laden with white tablecloths and candelabras that have burned all the way down to their smoldering, sullen centers. And there are plates of fantasy turkey and cordial and roasted vegetables and everything sort of like laid out. And sitting at the head of this table with his feet on the tablecloth, kicking mud and dirt across a plate of roasted Brussels sprouts, is a figure in a top hat and long duster coat with long blonde hair rolling behind him, and a plume of purple smoke roiling in front of his face. And he is whistling at a very low register.
You said Diana specifically. Do I also see this?
For now, it's just Diana, unless, of course, she turns and tells everybody.
He's not like right in front of me, though.
I think
Does he see me.
He does not see you. You see him. I think it's one of those scenarios where like you pull a corner and sort of like see a doorway into a
And he's
room.
just sitting at the table.
He's sitting smoking what appears to be a
Okay.
hand-rolled cigarette.
So Mel would definitely, if Gareth is up there with yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Is it back?
You
Oh
saw
my
it, right? You
God,
heard
that
it.
was incredible. I love that so much.
It's my favorite part of this podcast.
think-
Hands down.
I
Guys,
do think it's
Unbelievable.
related to just how much I have, because I've got a lot of like heavy different programs and shit open. I think that it's probably related to that.
Please do it every week. I can't believe
It's
I was
so
I can't tell you the disappointment. I almost quit the show when it stopped. I was like,
Is that why Katie left?
That is, you stopped, and that's why Katie left. What's going on, everybody, and welcome. Thank you so much for tuning into Critically Stupid. I am, of course, Alexander James, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master and book lover. See there? Ah, shit, I beefed it. See there? Look at all those books. I have read some of them. Thank you so much for tuning into our show. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll have you right back to it. For legal reasons, we are playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist, an official Dungeons & Dragons lessons module, written by Chris Perkins, Scott Fitzgerald Gray, Kim Mohan, and Michelle Carter. Normally in the episode, this is when I would tell you to go to a certain website and check out some certain branded things, but I'm not a huge fan of what Wizards has done with the open gaming license on D&D Next. So instead, I'm going to tell you to go to www.cheese.org. And see what comes up. I don't know. Could be a hearty brie. Could be a salty cheddar. Who knows what mysteries you might find at www.cheese.org. The .org is important. You can't trust the .coms anymore. This sentence brought to you by 2004. If you would like to end up as a character on our show, you can tweet us at CritStupid. Tell us what you thought of the most recent episode. Tell us if you think you have a character that you like. Or tell me personally, Alex, that you think I'm stinky and dumb, and I will probably agree with you, except not right now. I took a shower for this, so haha. But you could end up as a character like the character you're about to meet, I'm pretty sure, Stevie Wildcard. Stevie, obviously, Anthony's actual real-life true best friend and big friend of the show. Tweeted us when we only had a couple episodes on. So Stevie, thank you. I hope you're happy with your character. I think he's cool as shit. I'm really excited to see him come back and see what kind of stuff you and I can get into together. So yeah, if you want to end up as a character like Stevie Wildcard, tweet at us at CritStupid. Let us know. We, the creators on the show, are trying something new. Season 2 moving into Season 3. We're going to have graphics that we're sharing across our socials with like new episode coming out, or now watching. I've got a couple of fun ones in there, but if you see them, if you share them, if you tag us in a post using one of those graphics, your name will go into a pool to be a featured listener. And in a mid-roll such as this, I'll pull up your name over here somewhere, and I'll try to shout out a project that you're working on, and it'll be great free publicity for you, and it helps us get our name across your socials, and hopefully we can find some cool new people who might like our show, like yourself. Fingers crossed. I think that's actually all I got for you today. We'll keep it nice and tight. Let you get back to the show. You be safe out there. All right. I love you, and you take it squeezy. What's going on, everybody? So sorry for the interruption. I've got one more announcement, and then I promise I will actually let you get back to the show. So Good Pods, if you haven't heard of Good Pods, it is a podcast hosting and listening app that allows you to rate and review your favorite shows right on the site. They've got an app for your phone. They've got a desktop site. I can't personally recommend it enough, but more importantly, Good Pods is doing a D&D and other TTRPG podcast takeover March 28th and 29th. There are more details to come, but for now, I highly recommend you create a Good Pods account, follow us, Critically Stupid, and your other favorite D&D shows, and stay tuned for more information. I got a bunch of great shows lined up. Billowing Hilltop, the AARPG podcast, Roll Britannia, Two Monsters Rolling Dice. There are a lot of really cool shows involved. We're trying to spotlight like the indie D&D tabletop role-playing game community. So go to goodpods.com, make an account, follow some of your favorite shows, listen to some shows on there, check out all of the cool features, and yeah, stay tuned for more information. March 28th and 29th is when the actual takeover days are going to happen, and we couldn't be more excited to work with Good Pods on this. So yeah, stay tuned. All right, I really do still love you, and have a great day. Take it squeezy, etc. All right, bye. All right, let's roll into it. Mel, there is a figure sitting in this chair, smoking a hand-rolled cigarette. And actually, as you're moving through this hallway, you see him make a gesture with one hand that's not holding the cigarette, and you see a dark shape flutter in front of his face.
I would, because Gareth is up there, I would definitely.
Oh my god.
That was the same
Yes.
sentence too. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just
Looks
not meant
like
to say that, I guess,
No, do it one more time.
No,
You got
no,
it.
you
Try
gotta
Again.
again.
do
Third
it.
time's the charm.
because Gareth is up there with me.
Yes, continue.
I am afraid to talk now. I would definitely like motion at him to like point out that like one, stop walking, and like take a look and see what I'm seeing.
What do I see?
You
Man in a top
see
hat.
a figure in a top hat with a long duster jacket sitting with his legs up on a very fancy dining room table, smoking a hand-rolled cigarette. But Gareth, as you're looking, you see this figure make another sharp gesture, and a dark shape sort of like flutters in front of his face. But Gareth, with the sort of like eagle eye that the rogue naturally has, you see that it's not a random silhouette. You see that it's actually a card, a playing card, being flicked in front of his face from one hand to the other, and he's actually catching it in a growing deck in his other hand.
God damn it, that's badass. What an asshole.
Like, what is this, magic camp?
So
Just-
coming from a magic town, would I like recognize this as a weapon or just as like a showman thing?
I don't think you'd recognize it as a weapon, because like if it is a weapon, it's an esoteric form of weaponry that you would have zero experience with. You
Okay.
definitely recognize it as a very impressive sleight of hand skill.
Okay. At some point in the future, I want to iron out what kind of magic my town was good at so we can know this in the future.
Yeah, backstory in general would be a cool thing that we operate with on a day-to-day basis. What's up, dear listener? We have none of that. So we're just going to roll on.
So how are we viewing this room? Like a hole in the wall or?
No, you're sort of like at an angle from the wide double doors leading into it.
Oh, okay, that's right, the doors.
Can
I'm
can
gonna
Mel-
be real. I don't see any situation in which this guy doesn't kill us.
Well, I was gonna say, can Mel see? Is there any obvious weapon or?
Nope, it's just a dude in a hat and a coat. I mean, you don't see a sword. He definitely doesn't have like the accoutrements of somebody that's load bearing.
Is Rainier still there?
Rainier is there with you.
Because I might want to like kind of like beckon him up, but like quietly and be like, "Do you know this individual?"
He shakes his head no.
Okay,
It's
I
not the
have
husband.
I have an idea.
Right.
I have an idea to float past the party here. I could kind of real bold here, just walk in all confident like, but I just walk in and talk to him, see what his deal is, but leave my teleporting knife behind and also have Mel cover me
Alternatively,
in case it goes
we,
poorly.
Or we send the
we
cow?
all just sit down as if we were invited to dinner, and then we just start eating. We just sit down. It's like
Tess is
"Oh,
just
sorry
hungry."
we're late. Just sit down and just start eating.
Tess is just hungry and wants some of the food.
Just
that's on the
really
table.
want some of those Brussels sprouts that have mud on them.
Turn into a cow takes a lot out of you.
Can I
Yeah.
can I see him? Like can I like look in the doorway?
Oh
and
yeah,
see-
Gareth also like
Okay.
describes what he sees to everyone.
Yeah, I
Tess
think
can
that- yeah.
smell the food.
Okay,
so
cool.
Yeah.
He's hungry.
Can I pitch? Can I be like, Gareth? What if I take your knife in there, right? And I talk to him, right? People love me. He's my best friend. That guy could be my best friend. I'll have your knife on me, right? And I'll just be playing with it. If anything goes wrong, I'll throw your knife behind him and miss him.
Like
And
an
you'll appear
ambush.
behind him and take him out.
And then Tess is like, "Can I come and sit next to the asparagus?"
And eat some of those Brussels sprouts.
Now,
Please.
I say Tess and I go in together and pull this
Yeah.
off perfectly.
Here's
and
the
flawlessly.
here's the real question, Alex, from their perspective. Would me teleporting behind him, would that grant me the surprise attack bonus? Because I obviously wasn't there before. He would be caught off guard by that.
I'm going to say that is the literal textbook definition of a sneak attack. Yes, absolutely it would.
Fair enough. Great.
How
and then
did-
also, Mel would be covering us for some supporting fire.
True that. How is Josh Pat acting?
Josh Pat is on alert, not necessarily, I will say, from this figure, but sort of like moving into a strange house with a lot of like strange smells. Josh Pat definitely like staying between your legs, Mel, and not venturing out. He's very much like aware of everything, but he's not like growling or snarling at this figure in specific.
And I know he can smell the food, so I just like give him a nod.
Who is going into this room? Who is staying out? What's the plan?
I agree with Anthony's plan, quite frankly.
Okay.
I'm good
Anthony,
with that plan.
you take Gareth's dagger. Are you taking Tess or are you going solo?
I'm going with Tess.
All right.
Yeah.
100%.
The two of you.
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. No. You're in.
The two of you roll into this room. I think like a couple of steps into the room, a floorboard squeaks, and this figure turns to you and looks at you. You see a rosy-cheeked figure with a pretty pleasant face to look at. He looks pretty friendly, and he has a big smile as he sees you. And he says, hang on a second, I'm going to use my fancy schmancy character voice generator that I've got over here. All right. He says, what's going on, friends? Hey, hi there. Hi. Sit down, please. Join me. Have a seat. I've got plenty of space, as you can see.
He's supposed to sound the same.
Did the character voice generator say sound like
Sound
Alex?
like Alex? Yeah, it sounded exactly like Alex.
Yeah, it was crazy. Wow.
It was like, did it say D&D like DM? Is that what it said? Is that? Was it like New York Chef?
I've never been
Alexander
more
James
angry
voice
at the
generator.
four of you in my
Or-
fucking life.
I haven't even said anything yet. It's my turn.
I'm
We're the-
always mad at you, sort of just like as a baseline. All right, fine.
We're the prompts. Never mind.
Never mind. Yeah. Cower away from it. He
But away from
says, he says, yes, what is happening? Yes, please sit. Enjoy. Sit down at this table. I have plenty of space to spare.
So I just like very happily and cheerfully, I'm like, hey, oh no, I really appreciate that. You seem like a great guy. This place is amazing. I don't know if you realize, we were back there playing music, and I was just wondering, like, I wanted to know where my trophy was all because I was pretty sure I was gonna win this. And I'm looking around this whole mansion. It's a big place, right? I'm looking around, I'm trying to figure out who I can talk to about how this is gonna go down since there's murder back there and everything.
While he's doing that, I've just plopped myself down next to him, and I have a knife and fork in my hands.
Oh, next to him.
Right.
Not even like
You're right
across
next to
from him.
Okay, all right.
What would be that's 45 seats away?
So he
Minus divided by 2.
Tess, he grabs a plate of I don't know, like oysters on the half shell and slides them to you and is
Turtle
like,
pout.
yeah, yes, eat, please. There's plenty of food. As to you, sir, alas, it is to my great embarrassment to say that this is not my house. I do not live here. I simply found myself here. But while I am here, and he flicks his finger, and Arnold, you see a playing card flash in front of your face as it darts from one hand to the other in a wide arc. He says, perhaps I could tell your fortune. I am a little bit of a fortune teller. I go where the cards tell me to be, and I find myself
I sit down
here.
immediately. Like, I don't let him finish. I'm like, you can see the future. I love this. Are you a monster?
Can we
Arnold
see
just,
what kind
Arnold
of
just starts
card?
like showing his palms, like
Right away. Just
Can you
Right.
see what kind of card? Like, is it a playing card? Is it like a tarot card?
Great question, Tess. Give me a perception check, please. That should be
How
in
do I
your
do that?
skills. It should be in one of the bubbles in your character sheet. That hopefully you have.
Perception is 4.
So you're
And
gonna
then
roll
I
you
roll-
roll a d20 and add 4 to it.
Okay. I did it wrong. I have 10 total. Not
10 total. Okay. You don't see if it's a tarot or a playing card. You see a flash of green and gold. That's the sort of
Okay.
like scope of what you see. But Arnold, this figure sits up and sort of tilts his head back, and you can see that this is like a genuinely like convivial person sitting across from you. His face spreads in a wide smile, and he's genuinely excited to see you. Go ahead, Gareth. No, don't let me interrupt.
please.
No. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I didn't even do anything.
No, you sure?
Do you need to ask what convivial means?
No. See, until right now, the audio listeners thought Alex was a fucking dumbass. He ruined it. He just stopped talking for no reason. He's so weird. Just continue with
yeah.
what you were saying.
It's like
It's all-
friendly.
It's all on me. Arnold, this figure focuses on you, and you actually feel the weight of this person's gaze like lock onto yours. And you asked him who he was, right?
Yes. Also, I have a quick question for you. As a character, So we're at a table, obviously dinner settings around. He's about to do something in front of me with cards. Is there like silverware in front of me?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so what I want to do is I want to take the silverware and just try to move it as if to like make room for his card. But what I really want to do is do that and throw the knife on the floor behind him.
Behind him. Oh,
Behind him. So like,
you
I
mean,
want to
you
knock.
mean Garrett's dagger?
Yes, Garrett's dagger. Yes. So like I want to knock. So my plan is for him. What I want him to see is for me. Like I'm making room. Like, oh, I can't wait for. Like I'm so excited. I can't wait for this. And I like kind of like make room and throw things like this. And the spoons go on the floor, but so does the dagger behind him.
Arnold, give me a quick sleight of hand check.
Yeah, for sure. Here, let's see. Be good. I got a 13.
All right, yeah. I think just like because of the like scuttling noise you make across this table, it's really easy for you to like slap a bunch of silverware to the side and then just like sort of like let go of the dagger that you had maybe sort of like inverted in your hand, and you see it rattle behind this chair, and this guy does not appear to notice.
Fair. Cool.
But he says, who am I? Yes, this is an interesting question. Of course, I am many things. I am here. I am there. I am not here. I am not there. But what I am to you, this is very important. I am, of course, Stevie the wild card. Yes.
Oh my god.
So
And he-
before anything else, I just say like I just want you to know that you're already my best friend. Love this.
I hear you have many best friends, Arnold, but I am glad to be noted among one of them. And he flips another card in front of him, except this one doesn't go from one hand to the other. This one slides very neatly across the table in front of you, face down.
Awesome.
And then he flips another 2 cards. So you're looking at 3 cards in front of you, face down. And he says, yes, pick a card, any card. Flip it up, but don't look, but look at it yourself. Don't show it to me. Yes.
You said
Tess
any
just,
card,
like,
pick
taps
one from the deck.
table.
Yeah.
Tess just like
But he-
taps the table as if she's playing blackjack and is like, come on.
I think Stevie Wildcard looks at you, Tess, and his face sort of like gets a little, like it dims a little as the smile fades, and he
Mhm.
says,
Oh, that effect on people.
yes, of course. I am very sorry, but I am here to tell one fortune only. Perhaps the next time you see Stevie Wildcard, you may request your fortune. But for now, I am just here for one
Yes.
person, and that is Arnold.
Tess holds up the oysters that he handed me, and I was like, shellfish killed my family. And I just, like, throw it at him. Also, I'm allergic and a vegetarian.
You throw. Oh wait, hang a second. This is actually quite important. Tess, you throw oysters at him.
I throw the oysters at him. I just like flip it up, and I said like oysters, like shellfish killed my family. Because all Fae are my family. I just kind of like flip it in his face.
There were those
Um,
lobster things. Those are shellfish. So
That's what I mean. That's what I'm
That-
saying.
no, that is
I'm
the
like
reference she's
it's
making.
really triggered by shellfish.
I am actually low-key very upset at you, Jess, directly, the person.
Sorry.
Because you see this plate of oysters and ice and mignonette, and there's a really lovely like horseradish sort of like creme.
Okay.
You see the
I just
whole
ruined it.
thing go straight through Stevie Wildcard and bang against the back of the chair. And there is a single
Oh!
there is a single puff of purple smoke. And Arnold, you see the edges of Stevie Wildcard's grin spread like the Cheshire Cat's too wide across his face as he shimmers and disappears into the puff of smoke rising over this dining room.
He was allergic to oysters.
Oysters, shellfish killed him too.
Friend.
These
Shellfish
are
killed
monsters.
everything.
So I just look down at the cards and I'm like, I just grab one anyway. I just like I flip, I
He's
flip
like,
a
I guess
card.
this one.
I guess this one. What do I?
All right, Arnold, pick a number 1 through 20.
Okay. 17.
I would think the same number.
Interesting. Okay, you pull a card that looks like royalty. You see a man on a horse atop a hill with the sun setting behind him. There is what looks to be an army of glistening swords and blood-tipped lances behind him, flags waving in a frozen breeze. And across the bottom in a sharp, distinct printed hand, it says, the King of War.
Oh shit.
So Arnold just
Badass.
is like, this is me.
I am the king.
I'm the guy!
Hide. Yeah.
What were the other
Mel,
two?
standing out in the hallway, give me a perception check, please.
I hope I hear more than bees.
Me too, but we'll find out together.
14.
All right, that's pretty good. You hear a thump come from upstairs, and actually, as you're standing next to this dining room, you see there is a what appears to be a narrow set of maybe like servants' stairs, sort of tucked into the wall leading up to a second floor, and that's where you hear this cry from. And there's a muffled thump.
Probably fine.
Yeah. Sure, that's fine.
Good. Tess just takes a turkey leg and she just like chucks it towards Josh P. Because she's like,
Josh P is very grateful and starts gnawing the shit out of that turkey leg.
Good.
Wait, hang on a second. Oh no, yeah, he loves it. I had to roll to see if Josh Pat likes turkey.
Can Gareth walk over and pick up his knife, but also pick up one of the other cards that are on the table if they're still
Absolutely.
there?
Yeah,
there's
still
three
there.
cards total, right?
There's three
Or
cards
just-
total. Gareth, you pick up your knife. That is back in your inventory, and you pick up a card and you turn it. First of all, you see the back of it is like green gold, and actually it looks like a pair of gold snakes swimming on a green meadow.
Badass.
But it almost seems to shimmer as you look at it, like it's not quite there. And actually, as you turn it around, the other side is completely blank.
Damn it.
You are the invisible man.
I'm gonna tuck that in my pocket anyway.
And Tess grabbed the third one.
Sure. Similarly to Gareth, you see green gold snakes swimming on a meadow, and then you flip it around, and it is entirely blank on the other side.
Interesting.
So so I want to take my card and just like look at Mel and be like, here, you can have this one. And just like,
Mel, if you choose to take the card, it doesn't change in the slightest. It is exactly as I described it to Arnold. It is a person standing on a hill, sun setting behind him, army behind him, and nothing changes.
Oh my God, Mel is totally.
Mel would be
King
a
War.
little confused that Arnold just gave her the card, but she would probably just like take it and like tuck it away and like not 100% understand what this was about. But would then say, as soon as Josh Pat's done with his, his turkey leg here,
His treat.
I heard his treat and I heard something.
Incredible.
I think we should check out the noise.
That's a great idea.
All right. Moving
Wait, do we
up-
care about the guy that was just a ghost? Purple ghost?
Hey, he's gone.
He's gone.
Get fucked. Bye.
friends come and go. He'll be back.
If he's not gonna linger, like I'm not gonna
Arnold,
chase
he'll be back.
after somebody who's not interested in me. He's gone. It's fine.
I mean,
I'm
I was
already
like,
drawing a
ghosts
picture of
be
him on my
doing
arm.
I'm pretty sure you're already chasing after somebody that may or may not be interested in you, Mel.
he loves me.
Wow.
Loves
His
honesty.
stuff.
Does he? Are you convinced? Anyway, as you roll upstairs, all of you hear this sort of like yelling and banging sound that Mel heard, and you walk up. This is in fact a servant stairs, so you walk up sort of into a pantry, sort of like half kitchen area where it looks like people prepare food to go to another sort of floor. And you open the door to a hallway, and you see the same signs of the party that you saw downstairs. This sort of like raucous effects of, this painting has been somebody smeared like their hands across it and ruined the oil varnish. There's a side table in the hallway that's littered with like empty cups and glasses and wine glasses with lipstick across the tops. However, as you're walking down this hallway, you then also see a slumped figure on the wall that appears to be sleeping, except upon closer inspection, you see a river of red flowing down this person's shirt, and you realize that they've actually had their throat cut and are lying.
I didn't kill this one, guys.
That's important to note. That's a good detail.
He's just sleeping.
And you walk down the hall a little more, and at the end of this hall is a pair of double doors thrown open with two guards in like chainmail and studded leather armor, really bulky looking stuff. They're both dead and covered in like pools of their own blood lying on the floor. And you hear a commotion coming from behind the double doors in front of you.
Are their throats also slit, or can we not tell how they died?
They are just dead sort of in general. You would have to go up and inspect the corpses to see specifically how they perished.
Just overall dead.
So this is a terrible scene of murder and mayhem and destruction and terrible people, awful things happening. I take out a painting kit and I write "Sourpuss was here" on one of the paintings. And I sign it, Matt.
Yeah, luckily Gareth came ahead and he pulls out replicas of their fingerprints and leaves them everywhere.
All right. I would love, because I'm feeling petty in this moment, I want sleight of hand checks from both Arnold and Gareth. I want to see how effective this is.
Okay, fair enough.
How well do we frame?
Oh God, I fail. I rolled a 1 for the first time.
Roll that one. Oh no.
How dare you?
Does Gareth make it up? Gareth makes it up with a nat 20. 27.
Wait, stop. All right, hang on a second. So Arnold rolled a 1 and
so
Gareth
funny.
rolled a nat 20.
That's
Yeah, I got that. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So Arnold, you pull out a painting kit and you write "Sourpuss was here." Except I think you're so caught up in the moment and you're so excited to frame these douchebags for this crime.
I write my own name.
You write your own name and you write "Arnold was here" across a giant painting of this, like, I don't know, this pale-faced, cowardly-looking man. But then Gareth comes behind you with a fingerprinting kit that, I don't know, I guess he pulled from like a junior detective kit that he had on his belt. And he
have a utility belt like Batman.
Yeah, exactly. And he tapes fingerprints of 2 thumbs that you don't recognize on this painting. And then looks to you and is like, "Don't worry, I got it."
Well, now you could say that they were trying to frame you.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I was going to say, no one's dumb enough to
It's a
write their
reverse
own
frame
name,
job.
even me, especially me.
You hear, so standing this close to these double doors, first of all, what you're looking at is you're looking inside of a grand library, something sort of like out of the castle of Beauty and the Beast. Multiple, even standing like in the hallway looking in, you see walls of books rising up past the confines of the door with ladders and a huge series of glass windows standing in front of them. There are couches and chairs and sconces burning on like candelabras. But you hear shouting and you hear...
Are you frozen? Or are you just like
he
this?
just does that.
Listen,
Okay.
Hey, what's up, listener? This is Alex from Critically Stupid. I realized that in an earlier episode, I made a character voice for a character. And in this moment, I've had a couple of beers and have no idea what that character sounded like. So I'm going to invent a new character voice for them. And I'm going to need you to just be kind of chill with it, sort of like in general.
I wouldn't know the difference.
And you hear somebody say, "Don't come any closer."
Hey, that's not what he sounds like.
Hey, you, Garion.
So everyone else, does everyone else recognize the voice?
No, because he just changed the voice. He just
No, I mean
he changed the voice.
it does kind of sound like the purple guy, the
Zoblob?
Yeah,
One that
Zoblob.
just disappeared.
It's not. Sorry. You all recognize the voice of Lady Yalah Gralhund coming from the other side of the double doors.
The Dumbledores.
Can Tess grab a torch? You said there was a torch and went a freaking.
Yeah, there's a series of like candles and candelabras sort of like lining this corner.
Yeah, I grab one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good motion. I
Does
like it.
anyone else?
Does anybody
That's
else?
it. I
Does
just
anybody
have it.
else want to do something?
Didn't know if she
you know
was
what?
doing something with it.
I'm
I'm just holding it as a threat. I can set anything on fire at any point.
I think I'm gonna again leave my knife with Mel and then walk out with my hands up and be like, "We mean you no harm, my lady."
Whoa.
Because she's
gutsy.
probably defending herself from the goobers.
Okay.
Hopefully, that's
Unless
why I
they're
left my
her
teleport knife
goobers.
with Mel.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Fuck yeah. Let's go, Gareth. You and me. You walk out into this room arms up, and you are in fact standing in a grand library. It has 3 tiers of books and balconies ringing them and ladders running up the entire walls. Up the entire walls? Yeah, that's the phrase that I chose to use.
Hell yeah.
But what strikes you first is the scene of conflict set in the center of the floor. There is a reading table that's been thrown hastily onto its side, and a pair of chairs sort of like thrown onto like a makeshift barricade. On one side, you see Lady Yalah Gralhund screaming red-faced over the top at the other side. She is standing beside a half-orc clutching a two-handed sword, probably the size of you, Gareth, a real big boy. And
Gareth, the big boy.
No, Gareth is not the big boy. The sword and the orc holding it is a big boy. Gareth is a medium-sized boy.
I'm trying my best.
And shrinking into the books behind them is a pasty-faced, mediocre white man with a beard who's unimportant and is sort of like shrinking against one wall. Against the chairs on the other side is a mean-faced, scarred-cheeked mercenary with a very familiar black leather armor, who is holding 2 daggers and is staring over the top of these sort of like chairs, glaring at Lady Yalah Gralhund.
And there are so many more people in this room than I thought there would be. Wow.
Gareth, you recognize the armor that this character is wearing as the armor of the
Does it have the 10 spokes?
No, it's the Zentarim of the Black
Right,
Network.
Yeah.
If
It's
you'll
not
remember
the
back to
Xanathar, it's the other one.
Yeah, the very first episode, you saw a series of mercenaries being rounded up on the street wearing black armor. This was the sort of like Black Network or the Zentarim. This is one side of the gang war that is currently tearing the city apart.
Tight.
What do you do, Gareth?
So, well, first, is there any reaction to me walking with my hands up? I hopefully no one shoots at me.
Yeah, I think Lady Yalah Gralhund looks at you and says, "Yes, you, my darling boy, you, one of the guests of this party. You must come to my side. Yes, you must support Lady Yalah Gralhund in her quest to defeat this villain."
What movie, Julie Andrews, are you trying to mimic there?
Bessie, I'm gonna need you to calm the fuck down and sort of like chill just in general. That'd be great. Thank you.
Which villain are you talking about?
She points at this mercenary, this scarred-faced man striding across the other side of this aisle that they've makeshifted between their barricades. And this person looks at you, and with a very thick Russian accent, he says,
Go ahead.
Anytime.
What did he say, Alex? In his thick
Did he say
Russian
something?
accent. An accent
I love
that you're very
how
good
much
at
you set
doing.
yourself up to fail in that moment. Was just
Yeah, wow.
hilarious. Just the
Can't wait
specificity.
to hear it.
"Hey guys, shut up!" Yes, good boy. Yes, good boy. Please to come to me. My name is Urstul Floxin, and I am, yes, the Russian other
Are you
guy
sure?
in this conflict.
Russians
I
really
am.
Ours.
I can't believe Russia exists in this
Yeah,
fantasy
wow.
land. That's
I am
crazy.
fantasy
Crazy.
Russian.
Russian.
Russian, of course. Yes, it's in the back of the throat. Russian. I am Russian. And I am Urstul Floxin. Yes, and you must come to me on this side of this fight. I know I sound vaguely like Rainier Neverember. That is not because Alex, the DM, has been drinking, but it is because I am, in fact, Russian. Yes.
Your side seems a little bit outnumbered. The odds don't look exactly in your favor. You're going to have to sell me a little bit there.
Behind him, you see 2 similarly black leather armor figured characters sort of pop up, Cirque du Soleil style, one on top of the other's shoulders, and they do a little flippy flip and land. And he says,
Badass.
"Huh? look at this. I have multiple homies back here. What's up? My name's Alex the DM, and I don't have any more character accents. I'm dry. I'm out.
God, if I join their side, I hope I don't have to learn the choreograph.
Oh my God, imagine.
I'm almost won over by the choreography. I'm
So
just
I-
like,
It's very impressive.
Can the rest of us see everything?
Yeah, I
No.
think so. I think
Okay.
you can all see this sort of thing happening behind you, behind Gareth sort of moving into this room.
You know what? The way I see it, there are two options here. I could either take a page out of my friend Arnold's book or my friend Mel's book. And Mel's book is just killing everybody so nobody fights.
it's written in blood.
But Arnold, I'm going to take a page from Arnold's book. I think we can all get along here. So, well, why are you trying to kill Lady Gralhund, sir?
Erstal Floxen looks at you and says,
Gareth's hands are still up this whole time.
Okay. All right, here. Very pacifist. Erstal Floxen looks at you and says, she stole my stone. She took, and actually, Gareth, as you're looking at this character while he's speaking, you see that he is very seriously injured. Half of his face is cracked and blackened and bleeding in a way that should definitely require immediate medical attention. One of his arms is sort of hucked up against one shoulder in a makeshift sling. This guy definitely needs immediate medical attention, but he's pointing at Lady Yalah Gralhund and saying she has stolen my stone. And you look, and Lady Yalah Gralhund, is holding a green-gray stone about the size of a tangerine on a leather string. In one hand, and a dagger in the other, some sort of weapon. And she says, "No, don't listen to him. He's lying to you. This is my stone. I am Lady Yalah Gralhund. This is my manor, and this is my stone." Tess, give me a perception check, please. That's in your skills under P. Your skills are alphabetical, so there should be a P for perception.
Perception 4.
That's a +4, so roll a D20 and add 4 to it, please.
A 5.
So you rolled in that one.
She sees bees.
Yeah, 5.
So you see the air swimming with bees. It's actually crazy how many bees there are, and that nobody is talking about the bees.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Gareth, hold on. I feel like important, crucial context. That's not a vague hint about something. That's just a long-standing joke that if you roll a bad roll, you just see fucking bees.
You just see bees.
Sorry.
Okay,
The number of
that's why I
times
was
Dianna
assuming.
has seen or heard bees would astound you.
Yeah, don't try to work it out like it's a riddle in case you were.
Tess just kind of swats that invisible shit. And she's like,
Nice, love it.
Arnold, you
Yeah.
hear a very familiar sounding ticking.
Ooh, okay. Where's it? Can I tell where it's coming from?
It's
at all?
coming from inside the library, a little bit deeper and a little bit up.
Okay.
Can I just try to lie, just straight up?
Yeah, man, go for it. What do you want to say?
Well, madam, you see, I was invited to the party here. I'm a professional jewelry appraiser. I was here to verify the jewelry for the plot of the Battle of the Bards was valid. If
He just
you
wants the
wouldn't
money.
mind, could I take a look at the stone just to validate what we're arguing over here?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a big fat deception check for that one, my guy. No part of that is true.
I know my way around
he
money.
knows money. Yeah.
It's
he knows
true.
gold.
And I rolled an 18, which is a 22.
Fuck.
Nice.
I get 2 good rolls per season.
I think Lady Yalah Gralhund, for a second, Gareth looks at you and sort of blinks, but then her face shifts and she says, "No, there is no such appraiser at this fete. I don't recognize you. I'm pretty sure your name is not. Who even are you? What is your name?"
The appraiser?
Your name is the appraiser? Yes?
Very
That's a-
very
My.
dedicated
What
to my
a
craft.
terrible
Thea
sin you
Fraser.
must have committed against your parents for them to name you the appraiser.
It's like a dentist named Crentist.
Gareth, looking up, I imagine that this sort of like shouting match, you sort of like you're going sort of like left to the right to left to the right. You hear a ticking sound that even somebody unattuned to music as you are familiar with, and you look up. Hanging from a chandelier, hanging in this grand library, is a figure of cog and bone and black glass, hanging from a chandelier by one hand.
Does it? Do I see like a smiley face carved into it at all?
Ah, Jesus, I'm gonna be real. I do not remember if this is the one with the smiley face or not.
Well, because Nim was the one with the smiley face who's
Okay.
theoretically locked in.
Okay, no, it does not have a smiley face scratched across its black glass face.
I'm gonna point up at it and go, Jesus Christ, what is that?
With you pointing up and sort of like pulling everybody's attention upwards, you hear a screeching roar of many things happening at once. Mel, you see Erstal Floxen, this scar-faced mercenary, throw this chair in front of him, sort of as like a moving barricade, and sprint across the way towards Lady Yalah Gralhund. You see this orc bodyguard see what Erstal Floxen is doing and run and use this double-handed greatsword to slash this chair in half and almost like split it down the middle and send both sides flying as these two people like collide in immediate combat. Lady Yalah Gralhund screams and in a burst of panicked motion reaches back and throws this stone up over her head.
Can I just lunge for it?
You're way out of position, Gareth. You're a good 20 feet away from this.
If
I'm
Somebody
guessing
throw my knife
none
at
of
it
us
real
are
quick.
over there.
if we are, because we are watching, can we all see this? The rest of us?
You can all see this.
Because I'm assuming she's throwing it up at the clock person.
That is correct. Yes.
As my guess is. So can I I think I have a bow. Can I shoot a arrow at the chandelier to try to make it fall?
Oh,
clock
yeah, you
person
can.
is
Absolutely.
downwards.
Roll a d20. You should have a plus bonus next to your bow. It should be like a plus 5-ish. You have a mace. Tess, you actually don't have a bow.
Oh, damn it. I'm in the wrong spot.
You're
then.
strictly melee.
Can I chuck my mace in that?
Wait.
I mean, I have a bow, and I'm
I have
pretty good with it.
Hang on a second.
Throw the oysters.
Mel, I will say that you see this tableau unfolding in front of you. You see the burst of action from Erstal Floxen. You see the reciprocatory action from this orc bodyguard with this double-handed sword. You see this jewel start its arc
Can I
up
like
towards this.
shoot the jewel like
Can
out of the way so that it doesn't get caught by the clock? Like, what if I just
That's a
hit
good
the
call.
fucking stone and send it?
or Mel, could you throw my knife up so I could just teleport up and try and catch it?
You have your knife, Gareth, so I don't
I
think
don't.
you
I
can.
deliberately said I left it behind before walking in there with my
You
hands
did.
up.
Yeah, he
Did
gave it
say
to
he
them,
left
yeah,
it behind
yeah.
with me.
All right.
Okay,
So Mel, you get to make a choice right here. You can shoot an arrow, you can throw a dagger. I will say you've got a better chance with the arrow because you're more practiced with it, that you've got more options with the dagger. Which do you choose? Arrow.
I would think it would be nice if Gareth could catch it. And I have
I think that's the ideal scenario.
well, and I also have I got that inspiration thing.
You do have the inspiration thing. This is very key.
So if I biff it, so would that be? Is it on my sheet?
It's not. So you would roll a d20. You would add your dexterity bonus. I think that's a +3 off the dome. But you in one of your bubbles, you've got the vertical set of skills like
Plus
strength, dex.
5.
It's a +5. No shot.
Ranger, damn.
You know what sucks is like I built Mel's character just like on the sheet. So like, fuck me. All right. Yeah. Roll a d20, add 5 to it. So you're throwing the dagger.
Throwing the dagger.
All right.
Hell yeah. In my head, this is going to play out so cool.
Okay, so I kind of biffed it. Can I roll do I roll the 6?
Hang on a second.
Because I've only got a 13 right now.
I'm looking up. I might have beefed inspiration.
Okay, can I just give her a bardic inspiration anyway, and just give her a 1d6 also?
No. Okay. Hang on a second, Arnold. So, Bessie, when I told you that you have when I told you that you have a D6 available to you, I lied. That's bardic inspiration. My inspiration gives you advantage on a roll, which means you get to roll a D20 twice and take the higher of the two.
Cool. Do that too.
I confused them.
Oh, well, that's way better. That brings me to a 19.
Sweet.
Fuck shit. Hits. All right. All right, Bessie, I think you throw this dagger and you huck this fucking thing like through a hallway, up a roof that you can't see, into a ceiling. Gareth, you hear a sharp whistling sound behind you as this knife cuts the air, and you see it splice through the chain that holds this rock. Or I'm sorry, the leather string that holds this rock, and pin against the ceiling close to this nimble right, which you recognize as this creature. Yeah. So you have a split-second reaction where you can blink to this rock.
I'm taking it. Yeah. What a
okay.
shot.
All right. Gareth, you step into the ethereal plane and you...
Cool. I forgot about that part.
The world around you sinks
Badass.
into grayscale. The shouts and screams of Lady Gralhund and Erstal Floxen and all of these people fade almost like a distant memory of people shouting years ago that you summon to you now. You step up and move, and you walk to the ceiling almost like it's firm ground beneath your feet, and you reach out sluggishly like you're moving through a dream, and you grab this leather thong in your hands. I swear to God, if you're giggling at the word thong, I'm going to stab you
leather thong
in your throat.
Bestie, literally every single one of us giggled at the word thong.
Yeah,
I am weaving some goddamn drama here. If you could all pretend to be older than 14, that'd be fucking great for me.
What I heard was dumps like truck. Like
No.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like a thong where like instead of there being any crotch part, it's just one big jewel.
I mean, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
So Gareth, you reach out and you grab this leather string and you hold it in your hands, and in a surge of color, motion, and sound, the world like screams back to you, and suddenly you are hanging by a string, a rope, and a dagger from the ceiling.
Bad. So is the dagger like in the wall enough to
the dagger is buried in the ceiling, strong enough to support your weight for now. However, you see the nimble right flip upside down and scrabble against the ceiling, moving like a spider with too many limbs rushing towards you.
Horrifying.
And it reaches out and tries to snag the jewel at the end of the rope from you.
So
or the jewel at the end of this leather string from you.
Arnold just says, all right, like I want Arnold just to scream like, Gareth, jump! Just like that. Like just jump. And like we're friends.
Is he
enough.
attached to the ceiling with like one hand kind of thing?
Gareth is dangling from the ceiling by one hand because he's just holding onto the rope.
Can Tess turn into a cow, run under him, and be like, "Let go!" And it's just like So I'll like catch him so you can like yank it out of the ceiling and just like
Nice.
land on the cow.
Really quick, I'm so sorry. I did actually forget. Gareth, you're going to take 5 points of damage as you actually latch onto the dagger hilt.
Yeah, I was gonna
buried
say I
into the
should be
ceiling.
holding
Yeah,
on
yeah,
to the knife as well.
So I goofed it. You're holding onto the knife handle and the string is sort of like dangling beneath, just in front of your face.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
you're going to take 5 points of damage as you grab onto this hilt and it burns into the skin of your palm and like sears what almost feels like a brand. And the stone is dangling in a leather string in front of your face. You hear Gareth jump from beneath you, and you hear a surprise scream from beneath as what once was a medium-sized person with big hair turns into a regular-sized cow with small hair, leaps across the floor beneath you. And you hear a discordant ticking as the nimble right slams against the ceiling and starts crawling towards you. Gareth, you and I are going to do dexterity roll-offs right now to see who gets to the gem first.
Word. I should theoretically. It's right in front of me, so hopefully it's me.
I mean, drop it to the cow.
Let's find out.
All right.
I rolled,
What am
so you
adding
roll
my
now.
my dex bonus.
Just a straight up and down dex bonus. Yeah, no proficiency, so just the number in front of you, dexterity.
Let's do. I'm doing it.
All right.
Oh. 12.
All right. I rolled a 19.
Yikes.
So here's what
Major
happens.
yikers.
Wait. Before you do that, just because I mean, can I do the thing? Can I do the opposite of inspiration and give you a negative 6d6?
What spell is that, Arnold? Is it a
It's
spell
cutting
slot or is it a
words.
cantrip? Because you've
No,
already done
it's
it.
neither of those things. It's my cutting words. It's one of the things that I get with the Bardic, the School of Lore. So it's just like a reaction. So it's when a creature does a thing, as long as I don't know like what actually happens, which you haven't said yet. So like I can do it after the roll. It just works.
Arnold
Alright,
just
hang
calls
on.
them a bitch, and they.
Yeah, pretty much. I just yell at someone and they do worse, or I'm just around and they suck. I mean, that's
Hang on. I gotta look up.
Let's
I'm
go.
Tell
going-
him you liked his father better, the original better. Tell him he's a copycat. I don't know. How do you insult?
There's a clock.
They-
Are you insulting the clock?
Okay, so
Yeah, but
also
he's
just
not the OG.
for the record, can we just appreciate that for levels 1 through 4, it's a D6, but 5 through 9, it's a D8, and then a
Damn.
D10, and then a D12. So like
Damn.
Arnold's ability to cut people down is pretty awesome.
No one's coming to my birthday. No.
Imagine Arnold calls you a bitch, and then the max you can roll is an 8. That's insane.
All right, so much to my dismay, cutting words is a reaction per combat. And since this is a different round of combat, Arnold does get to do it right now. So, Arnold, do you want to roll it or do you want me to roll it?
You roll it. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right.
It's your character taking it, so I think.
Oh, God, Christ, Jesus, sweet angels in heaven. All right, I only rolled a 2.
Oh.
Woo! Gareth, I'm going to describe it from your point of view because you're doing the cool thing.
I'm
You
trying.
see this nimble right punch sharpened fingers and toes into the plaster ceiling of this library, scuttling towards you. But you also see a pulsing reverberation from the rock hanging at the end of this leather string, buried in the hilt of your dagger that somebody threw up into the ceiling in a feat of quick thinking. And you go to reach for it, but because of the brand burning into your skin, because of the hilt of this dagger reminding you of the sins of your past, your reach is just that much clumsier. And the nimble right reaches out and snatches this rock just a split second before you get it.
Piss.
Rolling to the entrance to this library, Arnold, Mel, and Tess. You see this event happen in front of you. You see this nimble right reach out and snatch this rock just a split second before Gareth could reach for it. And it drops from the ceiling and lands on the floor near-ish to Tess. I think you were positioned to catch Gareth, so like just a little bit away. But it slams onto the floor in like a cloud of like buckled tile and bits of like floor pieces. And
They
there's a
stomp
moment.
the shit out of it.
There's a moment where you look at it and suddenly the eyes on the other side of this black glass plate serving as a face are burning red, brighter than any Nimblewright you guys have seen before. And you hear a voice, all of you, everybody in the room, Gareth, you included, dangling from the ceiling. It is loud, it is cutting, it digs into each of your ears far more otherworldly than you would have had any other like sense of it being. And it screams,
"Return me to my home."
And oh, thank God. Okay.
You all drop dead.
You all dropped dead. No. In an explosion of horrible smelling foul seawater that bursts from this Nimblewright almost like a cloud that pushes you, Tess, away like 10, 15 feet, your hooves scrabbling against this marble tiled surface, struggling for purchase. Pushes everybody away in a flood of water. The Nimblewright turns and with twice as much dexterity as it had previous, throws itself out of the window and disappears into the night.